Are big cities the worst places to actually find a relationship?
Nope.
What would you do if you went over to someone's house?
Nope.
You need to start dating like honeybees.
Nope.
Have you ever gone on a date where you're like, you are so perfect?
Nope.
Going through the 9 seductive archetypes in Robert Greene's Art of Seduction.
Nope.
One time this guy asked me out on a date.
No, so much.
Yo, what is going on, guys? I hope you are all doing well. So on today's episode, we are going to be taking a look at the breakdown of modern day relationships, and what better way to kick off today's video than a woman with a cat crying about her love life. But guys, before we jump into it, don't forget to subscribe to Manosphere, the creator of today's video, guys, you know, for going through this absolute headache with us. So without further ado, let's jump in, take a listen to some of the clips, and as always, guys, don't forget to leave your thoughts and your comments. Let's go.
A little update on my love life for anyone that's wondering. Last night I made plans to have a little fun-filled evening, if you know what I mean. Wink, wink. Been a little bit, your girl wanted to have a little fun. Nothing wrong with that. It was with someone I had been with before, so I was just merely recycling, though it was not couple number 2, don't worry. But I hate to admit it, but I probably spent the majority of the day getting ready for this evening. I pushed up my wax appointment, shaved my legs for the first time in God knows how long. I applied lotion all over my body. After my shower, I showered, period. I put on makeup. I am ready to go. Well, he comes to my house. He's been here before. I don't know what happened, but he was allergic to something in my house.
They call her the cat lady. People say she's crazy just because she has a few dozen cats.
So he couldn't say it. Well, I can't make this shit up, you guys. Yeah, I think I'm just going to be alone forever. Well, me and Gus.
You can't make this shit up. You can't make this shit up. Yeah, I heard it.
Well, ma'am, the most common allergies are pollen, dust, and animal fur, especially from cats and dogs. So what do you think he was allergic to? But at least you have your cat.
I swear to you guys, honestly, these women who have all of these cats and things like this, they'll say, I don't need no man, I don't need no relationship, I've got my cats. And that's what they end up with when they're 40 years of age. Like, instead of having children, instead of having a family, which, you know, you don't have to have a family, you don't have to have kids if you don't want to. It's always funny because these women get to 40 and they cry about how men treat them so terribly and they can't find their Prince Charming, but they're, you know, surrounded by an army of cats. To me, guys, cats are just one of the biggest red flags. Girls who go around and they have all of these things in their house. You already know how I feel about cats, but let's continue.
What's the worst thing a woman has done on the first date? She showed up 5 months pregnant on a first date. This person says she took your ass on a surprise double date.
What?
She said she was cold, so I gave her my jacket. And she stole the weed out of the pocket.
Bruh.
Invited me to her crib knowing she ain't pay her electric bill. Smashed in the freezing cold and never seen her again. This guy says, got to see it through, my boy. While driving us to dinner, my phone, on vibrate, went off in my pocket. I look at the text, and it's from my date, sent to me accidentally, saying, oh my God, he's so fucking ugly. I pull over to the gas station, hand her $2 to run in and get some lottery tickets, and drove the off. She sent me the snap that was meant for her friends. Best side nigga award goes to... That's a savage. We went to a diner for a breakfast early in the morning. We had a disagreement, and on her way out, she stole the tips off every table between us and the door. The first date, she is very specific about the restaurant we should go. It's her family's place. She doesn't tell me it's her dad and brothers up in there. We're heading out, and I open the door for her. I tap her behind when she's walking by. These niggas came swinging. It got wild. She farted loud as f*** while we were waiting for her Uber outside. Shit, at least yours farted before the car arrived. Mine farted in the back of the cab, then tried to blame the cabbie like I didn't feel that shit shake the whole seat.
What more can I say, guys? Hope this video will open your eyes to the modern dating scene. I have some wild stories from my past with women, but the ones here top them every time.
You know, I'll say this as well. The first response that this thread had of the woman showing up literally pregnant on the first date, I don't know if you guys have seen the other videos where we've covered dating profiles and things like that. I cover a lot of different dating profiles, and it is not uncommon to see women out here who are either A, pregnant and they're like 19 or 20 looking for a guy to take care of them, or women who have like 5 kids in tow and they're looking for a guy who's going to take them seriously. And this is the crap that nobody talks about. We have all these women on the internet complaining about how their dating experiences are terrible with men. But if you as a guy come out here and you start listing some of the things that have happened to you, apparently to these people, it's like the funniest thing ever. Guys are out here getting ripped off for dinners, getting treated like crap, getting stood up significantly more than women, by the way. And apparently it's just, you know, an absolute laugh. And they wonder why dudes don't want to date them, by the way.
My friend told me that she needed me to call her and pretend that it was an emergency. I don't know what to say. Do I just start off like just screaming? Because she said make it dramatic. Okay, here we go. Hello? He cheated on me. Cheated on you? He cheated on me. I walked into the house and I just hear these fucking noises and I go to the room and this motherfucker's cheating on me on fucking Christmas. No, I'm driving. I fucking left. He's at my house. How am I supposed to go home? Okay, do you want yes, please. Okay, stop crying. Okay. I did not mean to cry. How to be a great actress. Shit.
Yeah guys, this is how good some women can fake drama. It never happened to me, but I had women tell me they did that. So be careful this Christmas with Santa's ho ho ho.
I don't know about you guys, but I look at clips like this, and I just think to myself, this is utterly sociopathic. Like, some of these individuals are straight insane. You couldn't just, you know, have the balls to say, oh, I want to leave, or I've got to go somewhere. You could, this woman on the other side of the phone could have just said that she had an appointment that she forgot about, or she had something that, you know, she forgot about that she has to go do. Okay, but of course we have to, like, what is the point of lying? You know, I've never really understood this crap of everybody out here. They're just lying to one another. You know, like, oh, I need you to lie and I need you to go through all of these hoops for me so I can get out of this situation. You know, you can just say no, right? You know, you can just leave. You don't have to go through all of this stuff because now you're going to have to keep up the lie as you continue to go on. But let's keep moving.
It is the scariest thing in the world to know that a man cannot like you physically, mentally, or emotionally and spiritually and still will with you. Like, you doing all this pretending you don't like me on no capacity. I just think that's fucking insane. I really don't understand the purpose.
Welcome to the club, ma'am. How do you think a guy feels when he meets a woman that likes him only for his wallet, for his car, or for his house? An average man doesn't get the opportunity to get laid if a woman doesn't like him or he doesn't have money. But an average woman has plenty of opportunities.
And a lot of these women will actually mistake this for genuine interest in the person. Like, how many women, guys, have we seen? They'll hit the age of 30 and they'll be surprised when, yeah, men will want to have fun with them, but they don't necessarily want a relationship out of the woman. And that's because a lot of these girls have no redeemable qualities. Like, yeah, you posting, you know, pictures of yourself, questionable photos of yourself on Instagram, it might attract men, but that doesn't mean that they actually want to have a relationship with you. They'll probably look at you like, oh, yeah, you know, she's some fun. You know, she can be my entertainment for this evening, but I'm not really going to commit to her. And a lot of these girls, when they do, you know, especially the attractive ones while they're in their early 20s and stuff like this, they seem to get this idea that, number one, they're going to be attractive forever, and number two, men are talking to them or entertaining them for their personality, even though a lot of the times their personality is absolutely awful, and they were never even taught to respect men in the first place.
In 2018, I was on a first date with a guy who asked me, had I seen Stranger Things? I said, no, I don't have Netflix. He was like, what? Who doesn't have Netflix? So he made me a profile on his Netflix and then signed into it on my phone and pressed like allow all devices. I have not seen that man since that day, and I have dated many other men. But here I am, the only other profile in 2022. And obviously every guy I've dated has been like, have my Netflix. Why have you got this random guy's Netflix? And I'm like, because you might leave. This guy, I haven't spoken to him. He's not going anywhere. In some ways, this man whose number I don't even have anymore has been the most constant man in my life. Oh, and if you see this, Liam, I am watching the new season of Stranger Things. It's really good.
Can we get a simp chat? Simp.
If you see this, Liam, you are a very big simp. That's what she meant to say. Ma'am, if you think this is the most constant man in your life because he was a simp and didn't delete your profile, then you have bigger problems than Netflix.
When girls say crap like this, by the way, it's absolutely a huge red flag. When they say this is the most consistent man I've ever had in my life, or all of my past relationships have been terrible, or I just can't, you know, they indicate that they've never had any sort of consistency with men in their life. It is a huge red flag. A lot of these girls are straight up crazy, guys. Absolutely straight up crazy. And it shows you where their head is at, because if they've never had a consistent relationship in their life, it's not really the men's fault. It's the men that they're choosing, the types of relationships that they're going after. These women could, guys, I kid you not, they could have a stable relationship tomorrow if they wanted one. But the stable relationship is boring. The stable relationship might not be to a guy who's shredded out of his mind or tall, who has a lot of money. So she'll never go for the stable relationship. She'll continue to go out there and chase bad boys who are not going to keep her around, or she's going to chase guys and get in relationships with them until she gets bored and moves on to the next one. And when girls get to 30 years of age, guys, they get really bitter because they can't use their looks to do this anymore. You know, a lot of the times when they reach 35 and they try and monkey branch to another guy halfway between their relationship, they can't do it, and they get, you know, frustrated at men for rejecting them. Let's keep going.
High school, this really sweet guy gave me a fortune cookie when we were standing in the high school parking lot, and I opened it up, and there was a fortune in it that said, "Will you go to homecoming with me?" And I said, "Oh, damn, I really wish I could go to homecoming with you, but I already have a date with Nathan on the night of homecoming. We're not going to homecoming, but it's like an anti-homecoming type date. I'm really sorry." And I suspect that he knew that I was lying, but we both pretended like I was being honest, and then he walked away, and I continued to munch on the delicious cookie, and I walked over to Nathan, who was standing by his car, and I said, "Just so you know, I just told him that you and I are going on a date on the Saturday of homecoming, so we need to plan a date." And he was just a really good friend of mine, and he looked at me for a second, and then he smacked the cookie out of my hand, and I was like, "Why would you do that?" And he was like, "I will hang out with you on Saturday, but I will not let you enjoy another man's cookie after you just destroyed his soul and rejected his homecoming proposal."
Don't be the nice guy. Nice guys get friend-zoned. Good for that guy for telling her the truth. And how much do you want to bet that Nathan said that to her cause he also got friend-zoned? That's why they were so good friends. Men and women can't be friends.
This reminds me of those situations where girls will go out here and cause issues with other men, or, you know, cause issues in their environment, and the guy has to step in and fix things for her, even though it could be damaging to him. I don't know if you guys saw it a while ago, but there was some clip, I think it was like a baseball game, where a woman starts a fight, you know, in the stadium up on the you know, the viewership, and she gets in this fight, and her boyfriend has to step in before she gets, you know, absolutely clapped by this guy. And I'm pretty sure he got knocked out or something like that. This reminds me of those situations, guys, where girls just have, you know, a lot of them, not all of them, but a lot of them have no awareness for what they're actually doing to the guy. What if this guy didn't want to go on a, like, I don't know why this guy would accept even hanging out with you or being your friend in the first place. If you're just going to use him, you know, as a means to lie to other men. That doesn't make sense. You know, you can just decline and say, "No, thank you," right? You know, you don't have to lie and then drag other dudes' names through the mud and try and get, you know, stupid crap out of them. It really is ridiculous to me, guys, how people are just not straight up honest. If you don't want to go on a date with the guy, just say no. Just say no, because guys actually believe this crap. Guys will believe, oh, XYZ is the reason that she didn't want to hang out with me, even though she's just lying to your face. I'm so sick of seeing these videos, man, where it's like the girl is just straight up lying to the guy and they can never be honest about it, even though they totally could. It's really ridiculous. Let's keep going.
Let me go.
Yeah, finally some equality. If he doesn't text you, why can't you text him? It's so...
I think I accidentally skipped this clip. Let's go back a bit.
Men and women can't be friends.
Let me go.
Oh, no, I didn't skip it. So that's the end of the video there, guys. I want to jump into as well just a brief little article here. It's been a moment since I've done this, okay? But speaking of why dating is absolutely doomed, I wanted to show you guys this crap on none other than the Female Dating Strategy website. Now, these are people who, they don't use Reddit anymore, it seems. They've, you know, secluded themselves to their own website. But basically, this is just like an absolute hive for straight misandry. And they have a very large following over here. So we have an article that says, when the ex wants to be friends, and this is a woman, I'm going to assume in her 30s, but she says, "Hi, after reading the handbook on exes and male friends, I have drastically changed my view on how I see exes as friends." So this is a woman who keeps around exes as friends. She says, "I have this one ex and we were together for 5 months. I broke it off because I felt he lacked confidence, it was a turn-off, and I didn't think he was a good enough dad to his twins. He didn't give them emotional support." Whenever girls provide reasonings, you know, for the end of their relationships, guys, and it's like, oh, I didn't like him because of this quality. She knew that quality was there before she reached 5 months in the relationship. She's probably just lying to herself. She probably found some other guy to monkey branch to. She probably had somewhere else to go. And she's not actually breaking up for the guy for these reasons. Whenever you hear women come out here and they'll say, oh, I broke up with him for this reason. And you're like, okay, but you've been with the guy for 5 months. How did you not know the reason at the beginning of the relationship? You probably even had a quote-unquote talking phase, and you didn't notice these things then. It took you over 5 months to realize this. Absolute insanity. She says, I felt he was way better at meeting my needs than his kids' needs. Okay, so he prioritized her. That sounds like the issue to me. And that was so unattractive that I couldn't do it anymore. Anyways, fast forward now 1.5 years later, I have been through some dark times the last year. He has sort of been there for me, but still now he checks in to hear how I am doing. He has a girlfriend. They've been together for 10 months. So my life has been hard and emotionally difficult the last year. He asks how I am doing over texts, usually in his work hours, and I tell him how I feel, how therapy is going, about the last disappointments from Tinder. Sometimes we have called, I cry, he supports and is there for me, but when I ask him about his life, everything is always perfect. Like, it's pretty much one-sided. He never goes in depth about anything. Everything is good. So let me get this straight. This is a girl who dated this guy, broke up with this man for some bullcrap. I don't believe her reasoning at all. Broke up with this guy after 5 months for qualities that she could have seen at the very beginning. She broke up with him, and now she can't seem to get a relationship. She's having many disappointments off of Tinder, and this guy's gone on to get into a successful relationship. Meanwhile, she's sitting here crying all year in therapy, and she's struggling. And we're going to turn around and we're going to blame the guy. Check this out. I've gotten more and more angry about his inquiry about my welfare and the fact that he is always perfect. I haven't understood why I have gotten him to, I have become to resent him for this until I read the handbook. We should really do some episodes on this handbook. There's got to be some absolute gold in there for some content. She says, he is using me for entertainment and he needs my feminine energy. Yeah, this post is just radiating feminine energy. He gets off hearing me cry about my misery because I was the one dumping him. He gets off feeling big and like a provider for me. Does he sees me as weak and in need for him? I think this is only an ego think for him. This is riddled with spelling mistakes, by the way, as you'd expect from an individual like this. It says, and how disrespectful it is for him to reach out again and again when he has a girlfriend. Yeah, I don't know why he's talking to you at all. Not even because he has a girlfriend. I just don't know why he would talk to you. We usually speak once a week. He gave me a Christmas gift and changed my tires. Yeah, this guy's a simp, man. I have decided to cut ties. I have not replied to his messages, and I am not going to. She will down the line when she needs her tires changed again. She says, so my question is, how is my rational thinking on this one? Why do I feel anger and disgust when he asks how I am doing? Please enlighten me on your thoughts. I'll tell you why you feel anger and disgust, because he has something that you don't have, which is a relationship. He has gone, right? He has left, you know, he's accepted the breakup, he's gone, he's found another woman. They are 10 months strong, and here you are still struggling to get random men from Tinder to commit to you. That's why you feel resentment. But of course, she has to rationalize it as though men are just out here trying to steal that feminine energy from her, and it's somehow an ego trip to ask her how she's going. Absolute insanity. Guys, we're going to be leaving today's episode there. As always, remember to leave your thoughts and your comments below. If you have any personal experiences or you'd like to reply to some of the clips, feel free to do so. And as always, guys, make sure that you take care of yourselves, and I'll be seeing you all in the next episode. Peace.